Ain't it ironic how a dude will realize what you're worth when he finally loses access to it? Ain't it funny how that works? Ain't it funny how men end up needing the very woman that they damaged, and by the time that they realize it, she's gone for good? I don't know if it's me. Like, I'm not saying it's an actual funny situation, but ain't it funny how when he had you every single day, he took you for granted. Now he begging you to come back. He had you when he had you, when you were giving of yourself, when you were available to him, open to him, talking to him, wanting to talk to him. He had everything else better to do. He had priorities you didn't fit in. He had a schedule he couldn't find time in. He had everything to do while you was in the middle of talking. He didn't really want to hear what you had to say anyway. And now he's the one begging you to talk. Ain't it funny how that worked? People get mad at me whenever I say this, but it's true. Men always end up needing the very woman that they hurt. And it's not that they never realize it. It's just 6 months after you finally walked away. When you finally mentally checked out, when you're finally done, then all of a sudden, they got all of the words you've been wanting to hear. They got all of the actions that you've been asking them to take. They can finally take them now. Y'all let me know. Put I down in the chat if you ever lived that. I don't know if I'm talking to anybody tonight. If I am, this one is for you. This one is for you. Angela, you done lived that before. Put I down in the chat if you've ever been there before. The same man. And it's like that realization don't really hit when you're crying, when you're trying, when you stressed out and you're trying to talk to him and you're trying to figure out another way to talk to him and you're trying to control your emotions while you talk to him. It don't never hit then. When you begging, when you're trying to save the relationship, it always hits when life starts falling apart without the foundation you provided that he never appreciated. That's when it hits. Ain't it funny how that works? Yeah, looking at these messages, boy. I love whenever y'all hit me up, by the way. Y'all done glowed up. Y'all done took my advice or somebody's advice. I don't care who it is. I ain't got no ego in this. But you done finally woke up and came back to yourself. And I always tell you, dudes are always going to spin the block. If you were a good woman now, I'm not saying if you was over there being trifling and everything else, if you was being messed up, if you was trying to flirt with his homies, if you were ignoring his needs, no, this don't apply to you. But if you were the woman that was putting his needs first, if you were the woman that was always making sure, checking in on him, even though he wasn't checking in on you, that man is always going to spin the block. Because he mistakes your absence for the problem instead of recognizing that your presence was a solution that he destroyed. He thinks now that you're gone. That's really the issue. And the issue is not only that you're gone. The real issue is he never appreciated your presence. Your departure, what it did was it revealed how much of his stability depended on your invisible labor. That's why a lot of times whenever you leave a dude, his life go downhill. I ain't saying every time. But again, if you were the one that was holding him up, if you were the one that was making sure he was straight, if you were that person, you was that piece in his life that kept everything stable, but he didn't recognize it as such. He thought he was just lit. He thought because he made money. He thought because he looked good. He thought because whatever. He used to be cool back in high school. That's why he was doing good. But he didn't realize you were the one, a lot of times, protecting him from some of them bad decisions, helping him beat some of his fake homeboys. You were the one steering him in the right direction, giving him ideas. And the whole time, it's like this. A lot of people want the benefit, but they don't want the responsibility that comes with it. A lot of dudes want the benefit of you, but they don't want the responsibility of safeguarding you. They don't want that responsibility to listen to you. They don't want the responsibility of loving you. They want the benefits of you, though. They love the peace of mind they get from them back rubs and them words of affirmation that you speak, and they love that. But when it comes to them actually acknowledging your needs, they'll treat you like you're a burden. They'll think the relationship is a burden. When in reality, the relationship was probably their life support. Straight up. A lot of dudes, if they didn't have a woman in her invisible labor, they wouldn't be nowhere close to where they are now. And it's funny, like I said, because they always realize it after the fact. After the fact. Like without you, his social calendar is now empty because you maintain most of his friendships. His mental health is declining because you provided the emotional regulation he never learned to do for himself. His home, it feels like chaos now because you created that peace. You created that organization. So he's not even missing the relationship whenever he says he's missing you. No, he's missing the unpaid services you provided that he never acknowledged. Let's keep it all the way real. You were his life infrastructure, disguised as his girl, disguised as his wife. Now that the power's out, he realized that he never learned to function independently. That's a lot of times when a dude is talking about he misses you and stuff like that. That's one, probably an abandonment wound that's wide open. Even if he's the one that fumbled you, that could absolutely rip open the abandonment wound. Two, he's missing a lot of the things that were held up together he never properly acknowledged. It's like, we never really appreciate air until we're underwater, right? It's like it's invisible, but clearly it's important. You were like the oxygen. Now he got to hold his breath whether he like it or not, because you're not there no more. Your care, your organization, your emotional stability, your support, it became his operating system. You was handling his social obligations. You remembered his important dates. You managed the children. You managed the relationship with his family, the birthdays, the appointments. You organized everything in his living space. You provided the emotional support for his stress. The list goes on. Now, without you, his family is asking why he missed this and missed that. What happened? His child's mom is bringing him to court because he ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing. His lights is off. His this, that, and the other. Friends don't even reach out to him because you were the social coordinator. And he's overwhelmed with basic life without you. That's why a lot of times when you get with a dude, it feel like you got another child yourself. Especially those of y'all in family dynamics. Let's keep it all the way real. A lot of times, y'all be the whole CEO, quarterback, coach of the home. With no acknowledgement, by the way. Barely even say thank you for the things that you do. Barely even acknowledges that you do anything. I've seen that many a times. Grown men can't handle life, don't know where anything is at in the house. They ain't remembered a single appointment, I don't know how long, without their woman. But I said, don't feel no sympathy for a man who's experiencing delayed gratitude syndrome. Appreciating your value only after he loses access to it. Have no sympathy. Have no sympathy. Appreciation that should have really happened during a relationship, but now it's arriving in hindsight 2020. No. But it's funny how scarcity creates value recognition that the abundance of your presence never could. And in that case, I say that's the best gift to give a person that didn't appreciate your presence. The best gift to give them is your absence. You want to keep giving? Okay, be a giver. Don't stop being a giver. Give your absence. When you was cooking 3-4 times a day, it went from appreciation to expectation. When you listened to his work problems, it was your obligation. When you supported his goals, it was what a girlfriend's supposed to do, a wife's supposed to do. But now that he's eating takeout by himself and he's processing all that stress without your support, without your cuddles, whatever it is, he's having to try to pick himself up when he gets discouraged instead of having you speak life into him because he ain't got his cheerleader no more. Now he understands what he had. His gratitude is genuine, but it's also useless because timing is everything. They always gonna spin the block afterwards. If you really showed up. I like to call that the irreplacement reality check. When he finally learns that not every woman is going to be accepting of being taken for granted. Not every woman is going to go for that. Not every woman is going to look toward his potential and ignore the reality. A lot of women okay, let me just bring you into the delusion of a man who only realizes what he had after he lost it. See, in his mind, he can go get another you. There's fine women everywhere. And you done set the baseline. Like there's things that a man can get so familiar with. It just runs in the background as if it's always going to be there. It's supposed to be there. Like, I don't know if y'all, when y'all move into a new house, there's certain things that you're like, man, I didn't even realize, like, I missed this. Or I forgot that my neighborhood didn't have this issue. Or you go to somebody else's house and you're like, dang, I forgot what it's like to walk in a house that smells good every single time. I forget some people's houses smell like they ain't took the trash out in a couple weeks. Like, things can get familiar to you if you're around it too long. So a man can get so familiar with you, he just assumes every woman out there has it. And the only thing he's going to do is upgrade from you. He going to go out there, get all the good that you come with, but then upgrade from you. But guess what? That irreplaceable reality check, it hit hard. It hit hard. First off, a lot of women don't got what you got. If you are cream of the crop, and let me say this because some people going to get mad, I don't care. So I might lose some followers. Every woman was created equal. Not all women move equally. There are some women that are just not replaceable. Every woman got their good. Every woman got their bad. But there are some women who are simply not replaceable. They've actually put in the work. They've actually evolved. They're actually different versions of themselves than what they were 15, 20 years ago. They actually know how to self-regulate their own emotions instead of projecting every time that they speak. It's certain women that's just, they are actually self-aware or make valid efforts to be self-aware when they're wrong about something. There's some women you're just not going to replace. They're actually selfless and don't make the relationship revolve around them. I want any man listening to this to really just understand where I'm coming from. Because if you had that, I'm telling you now, that's not very common. Like you really had something special. There are some women, and not every woman, that have actually been, year by year, they've been growing and cultivating the best of them, developing new good habits, putting away old bad habits. There are some women who have actually done the work. Let me just make that very clear. Not all women move equally. So you think you're going to just go out here, you done took all of this time. It took you 30, 40, 50 years to find this one woman. That made you feel like, oh, this is what all women probably got. And if you go out there thinking you're going to replace her, you're going to be sadly disappointed. Then he realizes that your patience was exceptional. It was never the standard. Now his new dating prospects, they expect that effort. They expect reciprocation. They expect appreciation from day one. They're not going to cook for him unless he cooks too. They're not going to do all of these things that you was doing. You was willing to do these things on a kind of a credit. You believed in something. You had vision in something. So you love all or nothing, like all in or nothing at all. You didn't hold back. You didn't portion it out based on, no, it's like once you decided that you're serious about this guy, you gave him everything that you got. I'm gonna tell y'all something, dudes. Every woman, they ain't like that. A lot of these women ain't trying to listen to your problems unless you got something tangible that they want and you constantly giving that. A lot of y'all gonna leave the woman that you didn't deserve and you're gonna get the exact woman that you do. Don't let that go over your head. You're gonna fumble the woman that you did not deserve, and instead of saying, let me step my game up. Let me be a little bit better here and there. Let me make my improvements. You're gonna get the woman that you deserve, and she's gonna be just like you or worse. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, like I call like the hindsight 2020 women, those of y'all who get fumbled first, appreciated last. That I know it's not really fun. I know it's not fun. You want somebody who appreciates you when they have you. And this is why you have to have the right dating strategies or the right tools. You know, I do a lot of teaching and stuff like that, but I actually just created the #1 dating companion in the world. I call it a dating co-pilot, especially for women who are emotionally intelligent with high standards. It's called Purposely. I haven't launched it yet in the App Store. I plan on launching it later, but I put the link down here called the Purposely app. If y'all been looking at that comment, the #1 dating co-pilot for emotionally intelligent women. If you are tired of trying to navigate the dating pool, the chaos in the dating pool by yourself, this is for you. If you're tired of dating with high stress just because you got high standards, this is for you. If you're a woman right now who is dating intentionally, I'm not talking about y'all that want something casual. And no, this is not a dating app. It's an app for women who are dating with purpose. You want to be able to spot the red flags without ignoring the green ones. You want to get rid of the text message and anxiety. It's like having me in your pocket while you're dating, but better. If you want to be one of the first ones to try this out, click the link that you see pinned down in the comment, or just comment the word peace. Because that's what it's for. Those of y'all with boundaries who are trying to date while protecting your peace, comment the word peace. I will send you an early access link so you could try it out for free. It will not be free in the future. It's actually not free now, but if you don't love it, you don't pay anything. So you could try out the free trial right now. Just comment the word peace. I'll send it to you. Because you don't have to actually deal with these guys. There are ways to weed out the bad apples before you bite into it. There are ways to do that. You can watch a course here. You can do that. That works. Or you can actually have the tools to weed out the bad apples, spot the red flags in those text messages, et cetera, et cetera. Too much to get into right here. But back to what I was saying. When a dude is talking about he misses you, but when he had you, he fumbled you. I'm not talking about y'all had some bad days. Y'all had some hard conversations and decided, you know what, this don't work. I'm talking about the man that literally played in your face. And then afterwards, he misses you. That man ain't missing you. He's missing the customized life experience you created around his needs and preferences while ignoring your own. That's what he misses. That's what he misses. His longing is really for the convenience you provided, not the connection you offered. He misses being catered to, not necessarily caring for you. Because like I said in the beginning, a lot of people want the benefits of something, but they do not want the responsibilities that come with it. A lot of dudes fantasize and dream and manifest and vision board about all of the benefits they're going to get from you as a woman. This is why whenever you're dating, and again, this dating tool I just created, it's about to change dating forever. But it literally guides you through how to spot when a man is not ready for you. And I'll just give you one off top. When a man on a date is telling you about all the good qualities he wants in a woman, but he doesn't couple that with anything he's ready to do to support what she needs from him, he's only been thinking about the benefits of what he wants from said woman, from you. Y'all be hearing a dude talk about, yeah, I want me a woman who's highly intelligent. But he ain't thinking, well, that comes with the responsibility to clearly communicate, to be transparent. That comes with the fact she gonna have an intuition and she gonna be able to see through the nonsense. Like, yeah, I want me a woman, man. She got good energy, positive energy. Okay, what you think gave that woman good energy? The fact that she's willing to protect it against anybody trying to compromise it? The fact that she has boundaries so you can't bring her unnecessary stress when you ain't ready to resolve an issue? There's a difference between a man who wants the benefits of you and a man who's ready to handle the responsibilities that come with properly maintaining you. Am I making sense to anybody? Put I down in the chat. If I'm making sense to you, put I down in the chat. If I'm talking to you. If it's making sense what I'm saying, because I know this be going over some people's heads. I'll be looking at the comments. And by the way, I read every single comment. Every comment. And I can tell I be going over people's heads, but if I'm making sense to you right now, put I down in the chat. Like, a dude will miss how you knew exactly how he liked his coffee. You remember the schedule better than he did. You anticipated every need before he expressed them. And you created a living environment perfectly suited for his comfort. That's what he misses. He don't miss loving you. He don't miss doing for you. He don't miss cultivating the best in you. He don't miss recognizing the best in you. He don't miss that. He misses being loved by somebody who made his life easier in 1,000 invisible ways. The thing is, he wanted that to remain invisible while continuing to access it. And now that he's lost access, he's trying to keep you from making him invisible from your life forever. Okay, Vanessa, Yvette, I got some people on here that get what I'm saying. But that sudden value recognition is really loss aversion. He wants back what he wasted, not to treat it better, not because he realizes the value. It's like, even if he did, it don't matter, because again, timing is everything. But that panic of losing something valuable, it doesn't automatically create appreciation. It doesn't automatically create appreciation. That's why you got people that go to prison, and I'm not trying to shame people that done made some mistakes in their past, but this is why you got people that go to prison, they lose their freedom They get out, get their freedom back, and they go right back. I'm not saying every time. And of course, there's all the kind of circumstantial situations, but let's just keep the generality is it's a lot of people that don't actually appreciate something, even though they quote unquote miss it. Sometimes that whole missing you is just they feel stupid because they're left with the haunting thoughts of how they had you and then they fumbled you. They lost you, but it did not equip them to appreciate you if they were to get you back. So his desire to regain you, it doesn't prove he's learned to maintain you. So he's promising to change. He's swearing he understands your worth now. He claiming he'll never take you for granted again. But those desperate attempts to get you back, they're still focused on what he wants and needs. They're not focused at all on what you deserve, what you require. His realization is self-serving. He needs you back to restore his comfort, not serve your happiness, not support your growth. Dimitri said, I'm done walking 1,000 miles when he won't even take 2 steps from me. Oh yeah. I used to say this all the time. A lot of dudes want you to cross the ocean for them. They won't jump over a puddle for you. They want you to cross the ocean for them. They will not jump over a puddle for you. And the biggest detriment to you, or the biggest obstacle, should I say, to you meeting a man who's actually prepared for you, going to love you, going to sustain you, going to ride with you, going to care for you, respect you, is spending so much time with the wrong man. I forget the old saying, and it was like the longer you spend on the wrong train, the more expensive the ticket to return home is. I'm paraphrasing here, but y'all get what I'm saying. The longer you spend on the wrong train, the more expensive that ticket is to return home. Don't let that go over your heads. And this is why I say you don't gotta change yourself. You ain't gotta be inauthentic, but the right tools, the right support system can change everything with how you date, with how you go about anything. But people think it don't apply to dating. You cannot trial and error with your heart out here. You can, but that really don't work too well. So my recommendation is, of course, what I just created, based on all my courses, based on all that kind of stuff. But I was like, you know what? It's great to teach people. It's even better if I equip them as close as I can get to literally being in your pocket and navigating through the dating chaos for you. What I just created, the purposely.app. That's that link right here down in the comments. The #1 dating co-pilot for emotionally intelligent women who date with high standards. I don't care nothing about those who want situationships, who want to be casual, who want just a man's money. Those of y'all who are dating with high standards, and you don't want to have to date with high stress, comment the word peace. I will send you a link to get early access to my new number. Again, the dating co-pilot for women. Like, you don't have to do this by yourself. It's too many features to name, but literally in this, you can ask questions 24/7 and get answers instantly. You can have this Purposely app. It literally will read and respond for you to text messages. Of course, you can choose which one you want. Practice whatever conversation you're going to have. No more texting anxiety. I even put conversation starters in there so when you filter down to the man that you actually got some chemistry with, you can easily have those conversations that go beneath the surface. No more mundane small talk. Literally the most comprehensive all-in-one dating co-pilot. I've never seen anything like it. And this is your chance to get early access. The link is down here, but comment the word peace. I'm going to say the wrong keyword. Comment the word peace. I'll send it to you so you can get early access. Try it out for free. If you don't like it, don't pay nothing. But look, back to what I was saying. Dudes love to hurt the women that they need the most. And by the time they realize it, she gone for good. By the time they understand your worth, you already learned to live without proving it to anybody. Your growth during that separation, it made you unreachable to his belated appreciation. That's why he misses you. He heard that door lock. It didn't just close. He heard it lock. You evolved past needing validation from somebody who required loss to recognize your value. Like while he was discovering what life looked like without you, Because y'all are separated, you were discovering what life felt like when you stopped making yourself smaller for somebody else's comfort. That's what he don't realize. That's what a lot of dudes don't realize. They think it's just them being able to go live their life. Oh, I ain't got to hide, cheat no more. I ain't got to straighten up around the house. I ain't got to do nothing no more. Okay, well, you learning to live without him too. And in that time, you rebuild your confidence. You pursue your goals without interference. You remember who you are before you became his emotional support system. And really, a lot of times, his emotional punching bag. So yeah, he done had an awakening, but it's too late because yours came first. Because yours came first. So with that quote unquote need, I need you back, baby. What it really needs is he needs that convenience. That's what he's missing. He's missing the life management services you provided. He needs that confidence boost that your admiration provided him. He needs that stability. That's what he's talking about when he said he needs. Requiring that foundation you built that his life rested on. That's what he misses. That's what he needs. He needs that identity he has standing next to you. Because he's really missing the version of himself that existed in your care, the care that he took for granted. That ain't love. That's dependency disguised as devotion. Y'all done got me. I just don't want it to be a situation where that sudden appreciation that he has erases the months or even years he spent taking you for granted. Please hear me and hear me well. You and a man just falling out, you and a man not working out does not mean he played in your face and took you for granted. There are situations where two people just don't see eye to eye. There are situations where there are some things that are so big that the people in the relationship don't currently have the tools to work through those things, and it's just the wrong time for them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about men who played in your face, disrespected, blatantly dismissed you, disregarded you, didn't make a genuine effort, didn't want to have the conversation with you to fix anything, didn't want to say they were sorry or at least acknowledge that they did something wrong and could do it better. Those men, when you were there. But now that you're gone, now that they're haunted by the thought of somebody else being with you, they panicking. But that panic don't undo the times that he made you feel like you were replaceable. All those promises to do better, they don't compensate for his refusal to try when it mattered. So what's going to happen whenever you give him another chance if you should? Guess what? He's going to shift right back to who he was the last time he had a chance. You were valuable before he realized it. You were valuable when he was ignoring it. And after he lost access to it, his recognition doesn't determine your worth. It just proves that he was blind to something that was always there. Danielle said, I was in an exact relationship for 21 years. That's what I want to prevent. But thankfully, Danielle, you still here. You still got time. But look, 21 years, we not doing that no more. We not running at the first sign of trouble, because I really do believe in repair and conflict resolution, talking things out, getting through the rough times. But that's with somebody who's worth it. That's with somebody who's trying to meet you there. I don't care what frustration you got. If that man is putting forth effort, I absolutely say work through the hard times. Navigate that. But if he's putting everything on your shoulders, it ain't on him to talk. It ain't on him to try to listen. It ain't on him to try to understand. It ain't on him to adjust anything, do anything different. It ain't on him to apologize or forgive. It's all on you. No. There comes a point where his understanding, his realization after the fact meets your evolution. And at that point, you discover that his appreciation is too little, too late. You discover that your life improved without his involvement. You discover that his promises sound like words you've heard before. And your standards have permanently elevated beyond what he offers. Sometimes a person just cannot give you what you need. They can't. And you don't have interest, nor do you have a responsibility to keep interest in the life that they can offer you. So his need for you doesn't create an obligation for you to fulfill said need. Your work doesn't require his recognition to be real. I'm really speaking to those of y'all who are like questioning, because if for the first time you got high standards, you're actually staying away from this guy. You're actually losing any interest in working anything out with him, and you starting to feel a little guilt. No, don't feel no guilt. This is exactly why I created the Purposely app. That's what I just posted down here in the comments. This is exactly why. It's for a very specific woman. This is not for everybody. This is not for men. This is not for couples. This is specifically for the woman, whether you single or in a relationship. I really wanted something for the woman that a lot of times gets kind of pushed to the back burner. The woman with high standards, the one that's told that she wants too much, she's being unrealistic, et cetera, et cetera. No, you just need to sift through the nonsense a lot quicker to the man that deserves you, so you don't have to keep repeating this pattern. Like Danielle, I think it was, that said 21 years in that relationship. Whole time, Danielle, you watching people like me consuming content, trying to be better. Why not be with a man who's done the work on himself and believes in that? When somebody asks, is the Purposely a date? It's not a dating app. It is an app for women who are intentionally dating. It's a relationship co-pilot for women who know their worth and refuse to settle for delayed appreciation. That's what the Purposely is. Again, comment peace if you want access to this. I'll be releasing it to the app stores in probably another 2 weeks, but it's available now. If you want early access, you can get early access. Try it out for free. Comment the word peace. I'll send you a link, or the link down there. I don't know if it's clickable, but the link down in the comments, the purposely.app is how you get access to it. But I wanted to make something the same way I speak to you guys. This is like anything that I've spoken that's been helpful. This is like the tool bag. This is, again, like having me, but a lot better as you date, so you don't have to do this by yourself. I don't know anybody who's been the most effective at anything trying to trial and error, doing it by themselves. But anyway, stop accepting breadcrumbs from men who need to lose you to understand you. Whatever tool that you get, I don't care. Get something that's going to help you date with intention, protect your energy, and build connections with people who see your worth immediately, the first time. Not after the fact, not after they went out and tried to replace you and failed. Again, man, most men end up needing the very woman that they hurt. But at that point, she done learned to live without needing their approval. His awakening to your value, it doesn't obligate your return to his life. If you don't hear nothing else I say, hear me right now. You are always worth appreciating. His blindness was his loss, not your failing. Let his regret be his teacher for the next woman. For the next woman. Not you. He mistook your absence for the problem. Instead of recognizing your presence was the solution, he destroyed, at least in terms of his access to that presence. That's not on you to fix. That's not on you to continue proving how gracious you can be, forgiving you can be, to give him another chance. If your presence wasn't appreciated, let your absence be what he's left with. Because by the time he understands your worth, you should have already learned to live without proving it to anybody, including him. Straight up. But those are just my thoughts, man. Y'all let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm your internet big bro. If this was helpful to you in any kind of way, all I ask is that you hit the little arrow down here, the share button, so you can pay it forward to somebody else. And yes, if you want early access to the #1 dating co-pilot for emotionally intelligent women who have high standards, I'm very specific with who this is for. The Purposely.app. I'll put the link down here. The Purposely.app, or comment the word peace. This is the unfair advantage in dating for women with high standards. You heard it here first. Try it out today for free. Let me know what you think. If you don't love it, don't pay me anything. I only want you to keep this if it's somehow useful, beneficial to you. Does that sound fair? You don't love it? Don't pay me nothing. Comment the word peace if you want to try it out tonight. I'm really looking forward to y'all's feedback. Holla at y'all, lady. Y'all be good. Peace.